Hello students, I am your physics mentor from PrepMed. So today we are going to start the projectile motion. So what is projectile? First we need to know. Projectile is any object that is in flight when projected. That means say anything, any object is thrown in air. Okay, so now the object is in air. So in that case, the object is a projectile. So anything that is projected and that is in flight in air is known as projectile. So let us have a projectile motion here. Say the object is thrown like this. So we are drawing the x and y axis. Okay. And here the projectile is thrown. Here the object is thrown with the initial velocity of u, and we may have the component of u in the x-axis, along the x-axis and along the y-axis. So along the x-axis we are having the component like ux, and along the y-axis we are having the component say uy. So if this is the object and it is thrown at an angle theta with the horizontal plane, then in that case ux can be written as what? U cos theta. And uy is what? U sin theta. Then in this case we can have ux and uy. Fine. Then we can find that after a time t, it is having a velocity v. See here the velocity is okay. So here what we need to calculate? We need to calculate the horizontal range and also the maximum height attained by the projectile. So let us consider this is the maximum height that is attained by this projectile, and this is the horizontal range. We are taking it as r. Okay, so first we need to know that what are the equation of motion. Okay, that means if say the point is now at this point, so it will have some coordinates, right? So if it has the coordinate like say p, we are getting coordinates of x and y, then obviously you will write that x is the displacement along the x-axis and y is the displacement along the vertical axis, y-axis. So here we can write this x equals to what? Ux into t. Why we can write that? Because here the horizontal acceleration is 0. So as the horizontal acceleration is 0, so we can write here ax equals to 0. Why ax is here 0? Because here the object is moving in this direction. So here it is moving with uniform velocity. Ux is uniform. It is not changing with time. That is why the acceleration is 0. In this case of y, say displacement along the vertical y-axis. So what we can write? We can write uyt plus, we know the equation of motion, that is s equals to ut plus half at square. So in this case we can directly write half at means ay into t square. So what is the acceleration along the y-axis, the vertical component of this acceleration? Here this ay is just equivalent to minus g. We know that g is acceleration due to gravity. So ay is minus g. So in this case we are getting ay as minus g, and now we are putting the values. So we are getting uyt minus half g t square. Okay. So now we need to know what? We need to know that the time of flight, the time, how much time the object is in air. We need to know that. For that we need to calculate the time of flight. So you can directly write down that time of flight means what? The object is in air first and then get back to the initial position. If it is started from the initial position and then get back, to the ground again. Okay, I am not saying the initial position means the horizontally also it is shifted. No, there is a horizontal range. We have to calculate that also. But vertically we can say the displacement is 0 in this case. So in this case we can do one thing, that del y, here it is 0. So if the del y is 0, accordingly we can write here 0 equivalent to this uyt. Uy is what? Uy is u sin theta. So u sin theta into t. T is what? Time of flight. Time of flight we are assuming at t. So t minus half g t square. Okay. So from here itself we can directly find out the value for t. So t is becoming what? Half g t square is equal to u sin theta into t. We can omit this one t and we are getting half gt equals to u sin theta. So t becomes 2u sin theta by g. So this is what? This is time of flight. It includes both the time of ascent and time of descent. Okay, that means when the object starts to the object reaches at its maximum height, this is the time of ascent, and descent means when it reaches the maximum height to when it moves to the ground again. So that includes both. That means you can write that when it is moving from its starting position to the maximum height, it takes the time u sin theta by g, and the time of returning, that is also u sin theta by g. Okay. So next one is, we need to calculate what? We need to calculate the maximum range in the horizontal direction, that r. Remember the r? So to calculate that, we can write down x equals to the equation that we got, that is ux into t. Okay. So this ux into t, ux is what? U cos theta into t. This is what? This is time of flight. Why we are writing this is time of flight? Because the horizontal range is what? In that time only, when the object is in air, within that time, then it is moving to the ground. So within that time, what is the horizontal displacement covered? This we need to know. So here we are getting u cos theta into t. T value already we got, that is 2u sin theta by g. So here we got 2u square sin theta cos theta by g. So we are getting what? U square sin 2 theta by g. Okay. So we are getting r equals to u square sin 2 theta by g. Okay. So here in this case, this is the horizontal range, and can you tell me what is the value for theta for which r is maximum? We know that sin 90 degree is maximum, I mean it is having the value of 1. Then if theta is 45 degree, then in that case sin 2 theta we are getting sin 90 degree, that is 1. So r max, we are getting the value of r max in theta equals to 45 degree, and the maximum value is u square by g. Okay. So we got two values, one is horizontal range and one is time of flight. And the next one is the maximum height attained. So in this case of maximum height, how we can calculate the maximum height? Then in that case again we move to what? We move to the vertical case. What is the equation of motion? In that case of y we are writing, y we can write this uy t minus half gt square. This is the t what? This is the time of ascent. That means when the object moves from the starting position to the maximum height. This time we are taking. Okay, this is the maximum height and the time attained by it we are taking. So this is what? This is not 2u. This is only u sin theta by g. So here you will put the value of t. Okay, and we are getting y as h. So u cos theta into u sin theta by g minus half g into t square again, u square sin square theta by g square. So here we are getting u square sin theta cos theta by g minus half g. We can write like this. So half u square sin square theta by g. So what we get? Here we are only taking uy, okay, not ux. So uy is what? Uy is u sin theta only. So uy we are getting u sin theta so ultimately what you are getting is half into u square sin square theta by g. So u square sin square theta by 2g. This is the value for maximum height. Again, if the value for theta, we need the maximum height, then the theta have to be 90 degree. For 90 degree, it is what? It is u square by 2g. 90 degree means what? For the vertical motion only. That is, here the object is lifted like this and moving like this. In this case, the height attained is just equivalent to u square by 2g. So I think this concept of projectile motion is now clear to you. That's it for today. I think all your doubts regarding the projectile motion is clear today. And if you have any doubts or any comments, you can write in the comment section and feel free to write. We want to hear from you. Thank you.